There we go. We're talking about the epithelial mucosa. That is nicely and easily put our inside skin. Basically, the very top layer of tissue that lines all of the tracts of our body, our gastrointestinal tract, urogenital tract, respiratory tract. It surrounds all our organs. And it's a mystery, and has been up to this point, as to why we have health problems related to our inside skin. Now, let me just give an example. Now, some of you may have heard of leaky gut syndrome, and like, oh, I'm not sure that's a real thing. Well, I can tell you it is a real thing, and about 60 million Americans, unofficial estimate because it's a newly discussed thing, but potentially have leaky gut syndrome. But there are other known older conditions that are associated with the breakdown of epithelial tissue. Interstitial cystitis in women, 6 million yearly. Urogenital infections, 12.2 million women yearly. Irritable bowel syndrome, 21.6 million women yearly. Now, of course, men are afflicted too. Chronic pelvic pain syndrome, 2 million yearly, and irritable bowel syndrome, 10.8 million yearly. Now, for me, these aren't just statistics, because I was one of those women, and my husband was one of those men. And starting at 9 months old, I started having chronic lung inflammation, becoming bronchitis seasonal year after year. Limited lung capacity and wheezing during athletics. Starting in my 20s, chronic urogenital bacterial yeast infections, food allergies, breast fibroids. Starting in my 40s, worsening food allergies, leaky gut, uterine fibroids, fibromyalgia, and the worst was interstitial cystitis. Conventional and alternative methods for treating interstitial cystitis did not help. So, like a lot of women who have health problems that doctors can't seem to solve, I decided I was going to do it myself. After 5 years of genetic and biochemical study, I developed a working model to explain how our inside skin breaks down. To describe the genetics simply and quickly, there is a decrease in tissue production and an increase in tissue degradation. And the factors involved in degradation include certain nutritional deficiencies, loss of tissue production, inflammation, dysregulation, certain problems with food and energy metabolism, and also some disruptions with regard to neurotransmission in the brain. Now, the most important thing, at least in terms of the conversation and the services of TX Genetic, is understanding that a major contributor is inadequate metabolism of fruits and vegetables. That's right, fruits and vegetables are not good for everybody all the time. So in 2018, after several years of research and experimenting on myself, I recruited 20 individuals, including 5 controls, to participate in a nutritional and dietary trial. And after 4 months, my model was confirmed. Here's a quick summary of the results. There were significant improvements in bladder, lung, rectum, joint, and thyroid function, decrease in depression, fatigue, brain fog, headaches, and anxiety. 4 people had surgery or sports injuries during the trial, and they reported better healing and less discomfort after wounding. And I also reviewed 17 genetic tests to identify a suite of genes contributing to tissue degradation. So the model I discovered had those very known pathogenic variances in those 5 categories that I mentioned earlier. So what kind of business is TX Genetic Research? Well, it is a lifestyle brand, for one thing. I'm dedicated to bringing health to those who suffer from the degradation of their inside skin. And it includes 4 major services: a targeted genetic analysis. Customers receive a personalized, health-oriented genomic analysis, identifying the variances contributing to inside skin degradation. Right now, our gene assay is 1,200 genes that will probably grow. But those involve all of the interactions that are required for mucosa tissue to be healthy and to form and replace and so forth. Nutritional and biochemical supplements is that it was a very specific nutritional formula that I developed for myself and for my husband that enabled us to improve our health in terms of our connective tissue and other bodily functions. Now, there are some additional nutraceuticals that will need to be innovated in order to fully serve the people who have problems with fruit and vegetable degradation. Food products, a line of prepared foods such as seasonings that involve the flavors that would expose people to fewer problems of the biochemical toxins in fruits and vegetables, and healing diet education. We know that people who are changing their lifestyle, especially changing the way they eat, need support in a positive environment. And so there are opportunities for maybe even a syndicated cooking show with a chef who is teaching people how to cook, a new way of thinking about using fruits and vegetables, cooking classes, support groups, cookbooks, in addition to having materials available through online and telephone consultation with nutritional consultants, medical professionals, and so forth. So you can think of TX Genetic as the Jenny Craig of genes, I guess you could say. So why does TX Genetic research represent a breakthrough perspective in nutritional genomics? Well, first of all, the breakdown of the epithelial tissue has been a mystery that has been heretofore left to naturopaths and psychiatrists. So it's all in your head, or you're just hysterical, right? No, these are actual conditions that have metabolic explanations, and they need to be addressed. But this is an advanced tissue systems approach. This is not a one-off system where we're testing for 60 genes, and it's this one for heart disease and this one for high cholesterol. These are all specifically originated. The assay is originated for the epithelial tissue, and because of that, you get better health management and integrated understanding about the health, because you understand all of the attributes that are going on with regard to the health of that tissue. And as I said, the last is a healthy diet unique to each individual. Each person understands exactly what their limitations are and understands what their metabolic threshold is for certain forms of foods that they really should not be eating in big amounts. So how do we raise money? What's the revenue source? Well, first, there are one-time fees. Depending on how many want to be covered in the array, between somewhere under $500 would be for the cost for the genetic test. And then there are items sold per purchase or per item or per event. So for example, a cooking class or a cookbook or a food product or supplements or any nutraceuticals. Monthly subscriptions, where you have access to a website that's got comprehensive information about food and how it's metabolized, and access to nutritional or medical consultation, and perhaps to a group meetup. And thinking really big, we're going to syndicate a television show with a notable chef that is teaching people how to cook in a new way. So I would love to have as many of you here as possible who are interested to join us as we help millions of people improve their lives through not just better eating, but the right kind of eating for them. Thank you so much.